a good time because we're about to start with a couple of best of 3 in about a second, and I have to say, one of the interesting time to be alive, as Verdant did get kind of spanked yesterday, but today they get to try again. They get to throw their game in to the mix and see how they can actually go against Permitta. Permitta didn't really play a first game section off, as they did have to just give that match away. They felt a little lower bracket against Verdant. Meanwhile, we actually have a second line of matches coming a little bit later on today, which will be ITB going against ECSTATIC. So the only thing we have to do is just enjoy for what's about to happen. But you can actually see the lineup over here at the moment. It's going to be Permitta, Nox, Mask, Tomiko, Spavaku, and Mary. It's been actually a little while that I've seen Tomiko play. I think the last time he was over here with us, he had standing. So that's something. Give me a second, boys. Sorry. I wanted to do that for a minute now. Yeah. Here we go. So, we are going to be hopping into the second section of the team 2. That will be Verdant. So, Verdant did have a little bit of a rough time yesterday going against, I think, my memory is killing me at the moment. I think it was Entropic. And if I remember correctly, it might have been for the first map for them to get a bit closer on Anubis. It was a 13-2, if I keep remembering correctly. It was a bit of a spank show, one of the quickest matches I've ever casted. Now I remember. I think it was a 13-2 and 13-2 on both maps, on Ancient and Anubis. Didn't really work out for them. So, maybe a bad veto, maybe a bad ban, something like that. Hey, whatever happens, it happens. You still have a chance. You still can go through it. The only thing you have to do is just have a good game day. So, let's see how they're going to go against Permitta. As there is a little bit of a better chance now, so they're going to have to go against the highest of the heights. I'm not entirely sure what this is going to pan out into. So, it's going to be the British-Irish squad going against the Poles. And I kind of want to see the map stats that they have over here. I did open that information over here. And there it is. You can actually check it out right now. So that's going to be for the maps that's being picked up, Ancient. After that, it's going to be Vertigo. And then we're going to be hopping into Anubis. So it's going to be a rematch over there. So for Verdant, Anubis is 19%. Yeah, that's not going to be crazy. Alright, well, it doesn't matter. We're going to hop into the game. Hopefully it's going to be a good one. There are some highlight matches for today as well, so this isn't the only tournament going on at the same time, but we still have to get through this, so it's okay. And welcome for the peeps in the chat. How you doing? Boys from the side of Permitta getting a little bit careful here. They're about to get that push on to the side. Nobody's actually holding A side at the moment. It's just going to be Verdant with the B side stack, allocating a couple of players more. And this is Permitta already with the bomb plant. They can actually just hold it off from right here, the first skill. And oh, they come so close, but at the end of the day, it's going to be the duelist coming out, shining with a couple of kills. But the problem is there's still a man down, very low HP for the whole CP side. So Miko gets the kill on the artist. That's going to be the quick trade from DV, but Mary shuts it down. Permitta with 1 on the board already. A very explosive start to what we're seeing at the moment. And we get to see what they're actually about to do here. Verdant. They're just gonna go for the full buy. Not skipping a beat. Wanting to leave their mark in this match. And I'm just looking at the setup at the moment. They have to be a little bit careful here. If Permitta, they just walk into that middle, that could be a double stack, especially with that flash. A little bit damage. Gone on to Mary. Not the end of the world. Escapes that situation quickly. And the bomb will be planted. Now, this is a question for Verdant. Do they want to save the armor? With a couple of the weapons that they have, they can actually restock on their next round. Just save everything that they have. And they can actually go for a little bit of a better buy. Now, there is a little bit of a problems, turn recipe. Okay, that's $600 for DV. That's a very good kill already. Goes for the second one, maybe. Throws a bit too much clay at the wall. Doesn't really stick. And I'm not sure if Permitta is going to spot any more players here. So it's going to be a forced save for both of the teams. For Permitta, starting to look a lot better. A couple of rounds on the board already with Verdant. I really wanted to go for this one, but I have a very tough feeling we're going to see a buy here. Or are they just going to go for a similar stack, save for the next round? That's going to be the full buy if they manage to do it. This could be a very good spot for them to shut down the tyranny. And it seems like, yeah, that's exactly what they're going to go for. They're not going to go for the buy. They're just going to fully save. They still have a chance with the setup that they have. And it could be another gamble setup. Meanwhile, the money will be safe for the next round, and they can just go for a full buy. No problem. Especially with a couple of kills out of those MP9s. That could even be enough for the upcoming on. Early fights coming in. That's Vacancy just dropping mast. Spavaku. Close to that piece angle. Spots coming into the cave. That's Nox just holding down the line with the first kill. Actually keeps that spray alive. Just to take care of the players. That's the push coming in from the B side. The second kill as well. Tomiko opens up the cave. That is it. The bomb has been left behind. It's not the end of the world. They can actually get it quickly. For Giraffe and DV to make this round happen, it needs a lot of hype from Giraffe at this point. Especially looking at DV at the moment, only with that USP. The round started off with a bang. Then it kind of whimpered.
Bomb has been planted. Terrorists win.
A couple of rounds played off the start. We haven't seen anything crazy yet, but this is where they can actually turn that chance around. Verdant going for the full buy. It's going to be the op, M4 stack, a couple of sets of utility. I'm just looking at the armor. At the moment, this buy is basically kind of stable. I kind of like it. There is Galil and an MP9 on a... Or sorry, a MAC-10 on the enemy team. So, that one-tap headshot potential is still alive, but Giraffe was the first fight from middle. That's going to be masked to kind of run into the crosshairs. One of the AKs being dropped, and a full push towards the B side already. Executing. Oh god, Artis jumps away at the worst possible time and gets traded. Or gets entryed. That's the molly for the cave. Nade for Pit. The rest of the players just looking to get theirs. Even some backup utility support. It's just popping out. That's just them throwing as many flashes and nades as they can. Nice kills coming out of Giraffe, coming out with a couple. That's even going to be Vacancy to drop one, but it's going to be Binox to try to hold down the line. Oh, the time has been played to 12 seconds. He needs to get that kill. He does have the kits. And Verdant, they win. Verdant, they win their first round. Vermits. Almost said something dumb there. Hey, it's the life of a caster. And a very good round on the board. It gets a little bit expensive. They have to be a little bit careful in the future to not lose that many players. Every single loss is going to impact that CP economy so heavily. Not just the situation we want to be on. Giraffe again through that smoke finds the kill on the mass. That's going to be a couple of times at the start already that they find the kill on this young Polish player. On the other side of the lane, Vacancy's just holding his spot. It's going to be Tomiko to try to challenge him. Gets gunned down by Vacancy. A very good entry, and he actually backs away from that spot to get that control, gets the information, even a kill, and no reason to give them an opportunity to try to balance it out. Very good start for the look. Especially for Verdant to think about that. This is their enemy's map pick at the moment. They are taking control of these rounds. And I think this was missing yesterday. We didn't really see these confident plays coming up from the individuals. It was this, even at some points we saw these 3-man pushes that were so late. The gap in between those pushes just was very off. But here, they're starting to look a little bit more cohesive. Not entirely sure what happened yesterday. Maybe it was one of the off-game plays, like I kept saying. CS teams are brittle. A double push for the pit. It seems like Verdant, they want to catch a bit more control out of this push, but it seems like Permitta, they are just going to go for the full save. With that first kill, this might actually change the stat here, but 15 seconds left on the board. Yeah, Permitta is not going to go for this one anymore. The time is up. Saving 3 weapons for the next round, especially that op. It's going to look good on that economy. Bonox can actually drop that weapon for his teammate. Mast can come out with a rifle. Or go for utility, and Mast can go for Tech 9, whatever he wants. Oh, it's going to be the drop AK, yeah. That's exactly what he's going to get. It's just going to be 4 AKs. Enough utility for any execute and an op. And this is what Verdant should know at this point. Especially with the middle control so far. They've been doing a very good job, so they don't have to change anything over there. But maybe on both of the lanes here on A and B, they might want to be a little bit wary about that op. Especially how it's looking in. At the moment, just throwing utility for players to try to get that mid control. Full access has been gained. That's a lot of utility being used, but Extinct actually comes out with a kill here. Drops Mast before he gets lane control. And gets burned a couple of times. Meanwhile, the rest of the team. And that might be DV with the understanding that there's a play. Oh, wait, DV. Wait a minute. What is happening? DV. Is he blind? DV definitely spotted the player. Oh no. That's a very big mistake. Okay. A bit of a tits-up moment right there. Mary comes out with a double to fend off the red push. That's gonna be Spavako with the entry frag. This is exactly what I was talking about. Mary just shuts down the whole team. And I have to say... that little... I'm not sure if it was looking at the minimap or something else. Way too focused on the crosshair or something like that. But he definitely spotted the whole player. I think that was like 1/3 of the player that he spotted from that angle. Not reacting to it anyway. DV. Oh, that has to hurt the soul. What an unfortunate play coming out of the French Hopper. Usually doing a very good job, very aware of the situations. This time around, kind of getting bamboozled there. It is okay, still more rounds to be win. That's gotta be vacancy and exit, only with the 5-7s to find a couple of kills here. Drop weapons as well, and a push coming on towards the A main. These 5-7s, they really need a nerf. Look at this, the whole full turnaround. For Verdant, I was ready to call it quits. But this round actually looks better than the last one. And a lot better. Maybe 5-7s is all they need. A bit of an uncomfortable spot for Permitta. Especially understanding that they did pull back on an insane round. For them to give it away directly after that. This is supposed to be the... We destroy this eco bash. After that, it's just a smooth sailing on a couple of rounds. But no. Verdant, they pull it back. Bring it back to a 1 round disadvantage. And they can actually pull it back. They're looking at the money at the moment, Permitta. They don't have much. So it's either going to be a broken buy or something else. And what I just said for Permitta now goes for Verdant. Mary gets a kill on the vacancy. That's gonna be at least a 1 kill, but this is just gonna be another save for the boy.
Counter-terrorists win.
Nothing else needed. Oops. Ads. And from now on, a slow play will be the way. I'd like to see more mid-control coming out of Verdant. And off we go. A couple of utilities will be used at the start just to try to fake out that mid play, as they have gone for it a couple of times before. But this time around, it seems like Permitta, they are going to be focusing on that A play. Getting a couple of players a little bit closer towards the A main. Mary drops a utility, picks it back up. Molotov will be spent in front of it. That's going to be DB. And this time around, the op can't really miss. It is a silent start. 55 seconds being played off the clock, and it seems like finally, after that mid utility explosion, that's gonna be the smoke for red and even cave. Sorry, donut. And the player seeming to stack that A-side play. Oh, that pulls out the defense back towards that middle. Look at the reactions coming out of Verdant at the moment. And this is just getting insane. But Giraffe is ready for the full push. Molotov's behind his sights. And he's a little bit uncomfortable, but still comes out victorious with that one shot. Mary gets dropped down. And Vacancy gets the second kill on the mask. That's going to be Tomiko with 1 DV drops down Spawaku. And this is just an awkward spot. DV gets the kill on the Spava. But Nox gets dropped. And a 1 versus 4, and this is going to be a tough one. And as he tries to get that information towards the CT side to maybe get a nice kill at the start, he just gets absolutely destroyed. Didn't even get to play. This time around, they don't get it spinning. We're getting the silence at the start, as we're going to be hopping into a new round. Utility dump towards the lane. A couple of the players getting a little bit hit by it, but actually it's just going to be Binox. At the end of the day, doesn't do anything that crazy. Tomiko from the long range does actually drop down Vacancy for a window. And inside the cave, that's going to be Extinct, ready for the smoke push, but Tomiko gets the quick trade. That's going to be the second kill of the round out of that Tech 9. Nothing else needed. AK blasting off, trying to get a kill. Artis actually finds one through the smoke. It's going to be the second one to defend the site. And he's doing such a good job at the moment, just playing time for his teammates to get into the retake position. Even if he goes down, doesn't matter. It's a little bit expensive, but they win the round, and that's what sticks. Verdant giving us a very different game from yesterday. They're looking a lot better individually and as a team, but this is of course the first half of the map, and more is needed. By the way, Sanguine, welcome to the stream. How you doing? I turned off the light for you so you don't get a epilepsy attack. We good, brother. Early out utility again. This time around, it seems like Permitta. They're going to play the slow con. Already a player boosted for that long pick. And it seems like Verdant, they're just going to get that full middle control. 4 players so close to it. And a full execute towards that B side doesn't really matter this time around. They have the players just waiting from the con. DV drops down mast from middle, so they know there's not a lurker anymore. Tamiko gets a very good shot onto Extinct. And this will be Giraffe just pushing in from the pit. Gets a ridiculous nade underneath his feet. It's going to do a lot of damage, but Artist does drop Tamiko to get the man advantage again. And the retake, it really needs to step up. That's going to be Artist with the second one. Goes for the long peek. He's a one-man army at the moment. Doing such a great job. Barry finally stops him. A triple to lock it down, and Mary left in a 1 versus 2. Does a lot of damage to the smoke. Gets both of the players. No time, it's done. It took way too long for DV to swing into that action. And through the smoke, it's gonna be the clutch for Mary. What an insane play. That's what you want to see. That's exactly what you want to see from a game like this. Just ridiculous situations left and right. I love it. Let's see if we can actually get any more. Early burns everywhere towards the map. That will be Extinct, getting a bit closer for the pit push. That's gonna be the first spotted player. Does a little bit damage. Grazes the bricks there. That's got an Artist and Extinct to come out with their personal kills. Babaku gets a quick trade. Side has been opened up. And that's the plant going down. A very late lurk from A side. DV drops one of the players from the side. The problem was ridiculously low in HP. Being spotted. And he can't really survive. This is definitely going to be a kill for Vacancy. Goes for the action. And they don't know where the last player is. They should understand that there's a lurk. Hey, they saw this before from the previous round. Look at the positioning coming in from Mass. He could get so many kills. Spots one of the players. Gets traded immediately. That's going to be a round for Verdant. Oh my god. These rounds are just getting crazy at this point. Of course, last round on the board. Looking at the world at the moment. M4's with an 8k. Meanwhile, enemy team barely with a buy. Nothing to be happy about. That's Vacancy with a kill on the mast. Very good early defense. Already with the A side lost, but the rotation is slowly coming back. Nox actually gets the kill on the Vacancy. That's going to be Giraffe with 1. Tomiko comes up with a double kill. Trade included. Tomiko, low on HP. Artist is not even going to check this corner. That's going to be Nox with a very good defensive kill to make that bomb. Just go kaboom, kablah, whatever you want to call it. Behind the box, he can't really go for any of these fights. And this is going to be a very hard round. So Permitta take their 6th, even with a ridiculously low buy. They win the round. Tomiko 13 on the board. That's going to be Dead's 9. So, KDR at the moment. A bit over that one, but it's going to be the ADR that looks a bit better. I think that's 100 per round at least. Tomiko, where is it? Over here. ADR, yeah, 105. I wasn't that far off. Pretty good. The closest player on the server seems to be Vacancy. Everybody... oh, it's actually Nox, then it's Vacancy. So... even though Artist has had some ridiculous multi-kill rounds, he only has 61 and 7 kills, but depends on the situations. If you don't see enemies, it's hard to get any kills. Meanwhile, The rest of the server goes very quiet. They do spot one of the players on top of it. That's gonna be Mary with a kill at least. The bomb flash coming out. Goes for the full swing towards the pit. Oh my god, it's one-sided. Tomiko with a double kill to shut it down. Just to nail that coffin shot. No opportunities for the enemy team. They're not playing around at the moment. Tomiko gets his and just gets away, but at least DV gets like one trade to make this a 2 versus 3. This is still doable. Bomb towards the pit in a little bit of an uncomfortable spot. Meanwhile, Verdant, they're doing their best. If they could actually bring it up, that's just gonna be that one grab. A side in a way is open, but they can actually go for the fakes. What a tap to the face. DV absolutely shuts down Tomiko. That's gonna be the swing from the cave to work out against Pavaku. Amassed. A 4 versus 2 turned in to a 1 versus 2. Verdant. Oh boy, are they resilient. Bomb picked up. Mast has no idea where this bomb is going. And at this point, I really do think that Verdant, if they actually go for the B-side play, I think the round is done. The only thing they have to do is just play with the time. And for Mast to go for these peaks, it's gonna take way too long for him to clear any of these spots. Oh, look at this. It's even gonna take a couple extra seconds for him to get on top of the site. Spotting one of the players, Stevie. He's trying to make this as expensive as he can. Mast sneaking around is just burning time at this point. Full swing coming out. Devi. Yeah, brother. He has a triple. Absolutely wins this round. Corrects the mistake out of that one op round. And gives Verdant a point they need. Back to the game we go. Early utility. You can always see these same burns across the map. Hearing that Galil's just getting ready for the work. Meanwhile, Artist is pushing out the pit at the moment. Gaining a bit more control here. X-Tank will be the one to go down at the first, but the full shutdown coming out of that. Galil, oh my god, is Artist doing work at the moment. The triple kill to shut it down. Of course, this is against USPs only, so it's not the end of the world, but a very clean round, just losing a player, not the end of the world. That's good. Go. For the bounce. That's gonna be the middle area being challenged again. This time around the CTs, well, not even a buy except a couple of pistols and an armor. Polygo grabs one of the players. That's gonna be the power out of that 5-7. Just a ridiculous deal. Deagle shot landing on Giraffe. A couple of good early kills. That's gonna be the weapon pulled out, but the bombs will be planning on towards the B side. So our retake will be stepping in. That's Extinct, making sure that nobody's going to be pushing from the lane. Verdant on the brink of winning their 9th round. That's gonna be 69. A very nice round amount. Good kill from Devi. Knocks on top of the molly, and I think this is just going to be a save from Mary. Not much else he can do except hope. And looking at how the round has gone so far, it's a little bit sloppy, but Verdant, they still make it happen.
Terrorists win.
Cuffle. Oh no, that was unfortunate. Vacancy opens up the board against Mary. That's gonna be blocks with the very quick trade. This time around, Permitta. Not giving the lead away for free. Both of the players on either of the sides taking exactly the same amount of damage too, or actually a point away from the same amount of damage, but it's close. It's gonna be Spavaku holding that angle with the op. Hits that beautiful shot. It's gonna be Artist trying to go for a dry peek, which doesn't really work out. Maybe if they used that molly before, could have been a little bit of a better spot. Extinct actually drops down one of the players. That's gonna be masked with a trade, but the whole team reevaluating this push, and there's a player very deep inside that pit. If he decided to go for the T-spawn push, it could have been Verdant grabbing one of the kills to try to bring this back. And on the CT side, Permitta, they really need to show us something, because Verdant already looking kinda good here on the lead. Giraffe goes for the peak. Oh, he shows a little bit too much skin. That's gonna be the missed shot from the op. And for DV, I think this has to be a save, but he's just gonna spring into action. Pistols up, gets a kill. Okay, but Spavaku nails those hopes away. And that's done. 7 rounds on the board. And looking at the buy coming out of Permitta. They can still go for it, but it will be taking care of the economy. So the bank will be absolutely dried. I'm just looking at Verdant's buy at the moment. It's just gonna be a Giraffe only with a Tech 9, so not the end of the world. Yeah, okay. The Knox. Want to challenge that second lane. Gets that kill onto Extinct through the smoke. A very good understanding where to go for the spray. Meanwhile, B-side execution's coming out. That's gonna be the smoke for the cave. On the other side of that smoke, that's going to be a long play coming in from the player. Already flashed in a beautiful shot, but Artist gets that one trade. Ready for the smoke push, and he actually gets caught off from long. Mast plays that perfectly. The movement, positioning, beautiful. Ball flash for the side. Giraffe doesn't really take a lot from it. And at this point, the only thing they have to do is just hold for the mistake. Spotting one of the players, getting a little bit closer at the moment. Gets that kill, gets dinked at the same time. He's very low on HP. Nox, is there any utility that could take care of him? That's gotta be the smoke for the short at least. But Nox, that's Stevie with the second kill. Okay, they're making this a 2 versus 2, but the problem is his teammate is still ridiculously low. DV will be trying to hunt a player down with that op. Finally starting to get away from it. Side kill coming up. That's gonna be Nox to drop out the player, and from the... Oh god, Mary in a prime spot at the moment. I think DV just ran away from that situation. He knows there's a player behind him. He can actually go for the plant. This is actually doable. This is a lot of space being given for Verdant in this 1 versus 1 with a player pushing in from the ruins. DV just making a couple of steps too much. Pushing in, he needs his first kill. He doesn't know how close the player is, and knocks at the perfect time and goes for the peak. Gets that kill on the DV. And that's a round for Permitta. Where is the Verdant's management today? I was ready to talk with somebody. Shots through that smoke. Nice trades for middle. Nox actually steps it up. Gets a couple of shots more. It's going to be vacancy with a quick trade from that P250, but only with pistols around like this, it's not going to be perfect. Even the shots coming in from the lane, and that's how they do it. Tomiko drops down Giraffe. It's done. I'm here. What do you mean? Oh, yeah. Look at you. I'm a bit special. Sorry, Sanguine. But what I meant, because the last time there was a couple of people here. So I thought like you guys were interested in your own games, but okay. It's cool, it's cool. It's cool, my brother. Here we go. Shoot that smoke. That's gotta be the nade to open it up. Mary gets the kill on the DV. Early entry or defense. I just like to call it defense. Mary comes out with a second one as well. And this is starting to look like Verdant having a couple of issues here on the T side. Not quite having the best time here. Artist drops down Spava. That has at least one kill for this round, but it's getting a little bit expensive looking at the round situation as well. Permitta. We're getting very close to their 10th, especially with that kill. Artist hits the floor. And that will be only Giraffe left to try to make some plays. Gets taken care of by Mast, and that's the round. 10 on the board. A round lead. Finally, Permitta finding something that works on their own map. Verdant. They're going for the deserved timeout here. They have to talk about what can actually go. What can I actually do? What's the play? What they can go for. Yeah, my throat is still killing me. This is ridiculous. Even a week after being sick, feels like I'm dying. Big just dominating Vertigo at the moment. Great to see it. Wait a minute, what kind of a decider is this? I want to get that information. I want to get that information. Ah, yeah, there is a lower bracket. It's okay. Nice nade. Doesn't quite do as much damage as I was waiting for. That's gonna be the second one as well. Full push coming in. Giraffe actually gets that first one by. A tap to the face from a P250 that close could actually be a headshot. And a one bullet headshot, what's needed. Come on, Mast. Takes care of the push. Maybe stop shooting a little bit too early, but controls the situation perfectly. Gets the kill on the Giraffe. That's going to be vacancy with one. And DV left in a little bit of an awkward spot just with a Glock, so even on a lurk, I'm not entirely sure what he can do. This is gonna be a tough one. If he could actually clutch this just with a clock, that's a very X-heavy respectable situation, but it's not gonna happen. It's tough. Permitta on their 11th. Verdant giving us a very good match so far, but they kind of lost their way here on the T side. Did win the first 3 rounds, but it's been a 5 on a road for Permitta at this point. There is still a chance for Verdant to actually win this or even bring it to an overtime if something crazy happens. They need 3 rounds to make this stick. Nice early kill for DV. This is exactly what they were looking for. That early kill. Now what they actually want to start to do with it. The problem is that the second that they get that first entry on the other side of the map, somebody gets traded instantly. Tomiko. Still wins that fight. Fully blind, doesn't matter. A kill onto Extinct. He understands that angle very well. DV left the post for whatever is about to be pushing from the lane. But with that smoke, there's not that much of an attempt. Tomiko. What a beautiful headshot. This is Permitta, just understanding this map so well individually. Some of these shots are just crazy at the moment. A Molotov for the lane to try to push away the players from those aggressive holds. A beautiful nade on top of Vacancy. Mary even gets a kill on the Giraffe. I think this is done. Oh, okay. Just a couple of shots to the smoke. Mary, shit down. Attempts coming in. If Tomiko goes for the reload, this is just gonna be horrible, but it's not. 3 rounds in this round. 3 kills in this round. And Permitta on their hold looking extremely clean. Verdant, they're having a couple of issues here. Not the similar ones from yesterday, so at least that's good. But of course there's a different team on the server at the moment. But at least we're getting some sign of life. The only thing that I'm hoping is that it would be so cool to see like a league, for one league, every single team playing their maximum best in whatever game they're gonna go against, to see how to actually stack against each other. Because I think at this tier, many of the teams, they do suffer from inconsistency, so that's a little bit of a problem. Sometimes you get these matchups, these best of threes, where it's not actually about the team doing well or bad, it's just because they're just having an inconsistent day, so it's just a little bit of a bummer. They can actually lose a game just by that. Meanwhile, on this round, good trades throughout the map. They actually do get the B side control. They're gonna leave a lurker there. Look at the positioning coming in from Giraffe. He has a ridiculous spot here. It's gonna be the bomb being brought back into that A side, so it's gonna be a plant. The second they are going to be pushing away from it, this is already going to be a trap. They have to be very careful of that CT spawn at the moment. But Nox will be pushing in. Get spotted. First kill for Giraffe. He only has to play that angle, but the problem is it goes a little bit too much, too early. Mary comes out with a kill. But there's still a second line of that lurk. Only thing DV has to do is just play time. And just look at this. Oh, he's behind. He's so close already. Spawning into the players. That is going to be the lurk coming out with a double kill for Verdant. They at least get to the double digits. Double hoppa. And off we go for more. Technical pause. I'm always interested on what the teams could be talking about in a situation like this. What is the line? Nice shot from Alistair. Beautiful. off we go. On to the next one. Early utility will be used at the start. That's going to be the window smoke to cover off the middle. Red will be bounced as well. Verdant just for the full A side control. This time around, they're not going to skip a beat, but they're still just thinking about this push. Look at this. It's all a fake. This is not happening the way they're thinking. Smokes landing on towards the CT side as well. This is going to be the split to go down. A nice early kills coming out. Giraffe and DV finding their counterparts. That's going to be massive to get that one trade. And I think the round is done. Verdant with 11 on the board. They're actually fighting for this now. What a beautiful execution. First it was an A-side fake. They break a little bit out of that push. They turn it around towards that middle play. And actually they go for the A-side split at the end of the day. And it just works out so perfectly. Confuses the whole CT side lineup. And that's how they make it work. I have to say, a beautiful strat. Top shot misses. To try to hold off. They are going to be pushing in. Oh, vacancy takes care of one of the rifles. That is expensive to lose it, especially looking at the economy. They only have that 1 M4 from the last round. This is something that hurts. And here we go. IEM Cologne. Mast. Going for the early information. Exchange a couple of shots here. Nothing else. We good. And this is the players going for the second A-side execution. Nice early kills. Mast. Oh god, with a double kill to try to shut it down. That's gotta be the pop flash for the T's. It works out for one more kill. A double coming out of Nox. Oh no, the best way for Verdant to try to bring it back, they just get absolutely annihilated on a push, and it doesn't work out. Permitta, they will be winning their own map pick. Gets very close at the end, but it just quite wasn't enough. They tried their best. It is what it is. This time around, it wasn't enough. Verdant, well, at least they're looking better than from the game yesterday, but let's see if they can actually keep it up. We have to hop into the second map, which will be, I think it was Anubis. So let's take a little bit of a trade or break and hop back when we're ready. Check out what's about to happen on Anubis. So what's up, guys? Welcome back to the stream. Hopefully you're having a good time, and we are hopping back into Vertigo. So a similar map is being played at IEM Cologne at the moment, and we are going to be hopping into our version of it. It's going to be Permitta against Verdant, and this will be Verdant's own map pick. So let's see how it can actually navigate throughout it. It's gonna be Spavaku, first kill on vacancy. Mask gets the second kill on to DV, and that's a couple of good entries to start off the round here. Even going to be Binox to drop one. Not a bad start for Permitta, considering that they already have a map down. This seems to be a round where Verdant barely can even get the bomb down on the floor. Tough spot, tough spot. It is what it is. And here we go. Every single player gets taken care of in that round. And we will be hopping into round number 2. This is a buy round coming out of Permitta. Looking very good here with the current lineup. I have to say, I was kind of a little bit hesitant after seeing a couple of games from them lately, but they have been looking a little bit better now. Let's see if they can actually keep it up here. Vacancy with a very slow play at the start. Gonna get a push coming in from the back lines. Oh, they didn't inspect the player close to that tarp, and the bomb will be tried to bod into that B side behind the smoke. So I'm not entirely sure if they can actually spot any of the enemies. They can just go for the plant directly here. But Nox will hear the attempt, but oh, Artis is not gonna stick the bomb. Only if it did. That could have been a bomb plant for the player. He actually comes out with a double kill. That's actually doable at the moment. Goes for more. Baits out the second play. Tries to go for the win, but maybe the bomb plant could have been the better choice at this point. It is what it is. It does actually drop a couple of the players. Make it a bit doable for a second. Not a bad round in that region. But sometimes you just hope more. You want more out of the round. And we're hopping in to round number 3. This is going to be Verdant fully saving for this one. Just going for a couple of pistols, nothing else. Artist only with armor. There's shots coming in. Oh god, none of these spies has amounted to anything. It's just gonna be a full ace. That's Spavaku with a 5k. Solo job makes it happen. Easy peasy, lemon skeezy. And that's the round. Finally, where Verdant getting to buy. This is where it gets... This is where they can actually flip it around. Looking at some of these rounds that they have already lost. Not the end of the world, of course. Just a couple of touches here and there. And for Permitta, they can actually continue their reign here. Especially considering that this is kind of a bonus round. They can actually pick up a couple of rifles from Verdant's side. So they're going to have to actually go for their own buys. Nice catch from Spavaku. Drops a vacancy at the start. A good kill. You can hear the AK sing. None of these attempts leading to anything crazy. These players just playing their time. It's gonna be the contact for short. Spavaku is ready for it. Shot to the groin. That's Artist hitting the pavement. And a couple of good entries, or defending kills, sorry. Always mix those two up. Good shot coming out of Mast as well. The bonus weapon shining. And they know where these weapons are hidden at this point. Mary gets the kill onto Extinct. Another shot from Spavaku and a perfect round from Permitta, they can actually save every single weapon. Just change it. And Verdant, on that first buy, looking a little bit lackluster. I was hoping for a bit more. Of course, that's the first touch. Doesn't mean anything yet. FlyQuest is actually pulling back this game. Oh, God. What a clutch. Big melting. A T-side is needed here. For Verdant to start it off with a bang. And a couple of rounds looking, of course, considering that some of those rounds were a little bit cheaper. Now we are going to be seeing a half buy. Oh, the nade doesn't quite work out, but it opens up the smokes. That's going to be vacancy, at least with the kill on the Mary. First early kill. They don't take a point of damage from anybody at this point. Mast. Still holding a bit of an off spot here. Just checking what's about to happen. Meanwhile, the whole enemy team is just waiting for them to go for that information play. To maybe convert this into a couple of more kills. That's about to be it. So many pistols challenging at the same time. Mast just gets overrun. Nice catch from Tomiko to get that first kill. Second one as well. Gets the turf one. That's a triple already. A lot of work done from one player, but Giraffe brings it back. And this is a 2 versus 2. Permitta. Not gonna go for the boost. There's a player just waiting and watching that angle from the crane. Vacancy has to be a little bit careful if he goes for the full push. Spots coming out. Spavaku quickly tries to get away from that corner. But Nox could play so much control from short if he wants to go for the push. Meanwhile, Verdant, they're still playing this very slowly. And this is just them waiting for any of the mistakes. Anybody going for a little bit too much information. 10 seconds left on the clock. If he gets his first kill. Oh, God, it's gonna be it. Nox coming up with 2. And that's the round. Shuts down the whole push. And Tomiko with a life-saving triple. If Tomiko didn't get that kill, that could have been it. Sometimes you have to believe to make it happen. That was an amazing round. From Verdant. Turning that upside down. Meanwhile, Permitta on their 5th round here already. 0 for Verdant. This is going to be the second real gun round. Artist. Back away from those utilities. There's going to be the Molly 4. Plywood. Nobody's holding on the other side of it, but they are allocating more players towards the B side. It seems like they're stacking with Tomiko at the moment. DV did spot one of the players. He's not going to go for the pop shot through the tarp. And this is just Verdant still trying to make plays without any information. The only thing they have done so far is to spot that one player. But it's definitely not enough for the exec. Molotov for short to push out one of the holders. That's going to be Mast. Giving it a little bit more space to play with. The rest of the players deciding to go for the B-side push. Just look at the reactions coming out of Permitta. They're actually biting into this one big time. One of the players already through the lines. That's a lot of control for Giraffe. And this might be a little bit of a mistake. Permitta going for the early rotation. You can finally see the reaction. The push coming in behind at the moment. This is going to be the right call. There's already a lurk coming in. And Tomiko could step in and hold down the whole push. But Vacancy with Artist, they do get their kills. Nox with Spavadu holding down the defense. And that is going to be a lot of kills for one player. So triple to hold it down. Mast from the back lines brings it back. Verdant they just can't catch a break. Permitta. Oh boy, are they looking good today. Verdant. Not that we were hoping. Permitta with 6 on the board on the enemy's map pick. Oh, this is tough. Oh, it's getting dramatic at the moment. Some of these players just waiting for that contact. It's got to be the smoke for the ramp. Youth will be used for the execution. It's going to be that one to block out the side. Oh, the control of that AK. The idea was correct too, but extinct. Means that fight inside that smoke. Nice way to do it. Nice way to make it happen. Meanwhile, Tomiko gets the drop on the Artist. That's a very good early kill. And the silence is real. Vacancy. Opens up the A site. Can actually go for a rotation. But looking at the holds at the moment, they are focused a little bit more towards the larger site here. Spavaku is still holding the pit. Extinct if he just goes for the full push here. Oh, another missed shot. The problem is Spavaku has been missing a couple of shots here and there. Tomiko very close to the smoke, but oh, is Vacancy ready for it? And you can just see the rotations left and right. They are going to go for the B side plant. Spavaku, for him to survive, is going to be next to impossible. Permitta did win half of the rounds already, but this could still be a nice comeback from Verdant if they start to pull some of these rounds back. So they have to be a little bit careful so they're not just going to give this away now. No mistakes. Meanwhile, for the side of Verdant, oh, they're just hoping for them. Nice early kill from Spavaku. This time around, he comes out with a kill. Verdant having a bit of a tough time here on the T side, but from the previous round, we do see the potential. Binox with the second kill on the Giraffe. Vacancy from short, just trying to catch any of the players. Whatever side will be given, he's gonna go for that swing. Molotov being used on the other side of the construction here. Mast still just holding on this point. It's gotta be the molly. Good flash to flash out the defense here. Pop molly for the side. Artist can't actually go for the plant yet. Sun is burning a little bit too much. Gets a very good kill on the Mary, but a 3 versus 4 with especially Alert coming in. Oh, this is just gonna be bad, but he doesn't focus on the sandbag. ZV drops down Tomiko off the lurk, so there's a little bit of a chance, but a sloppy spray and a duel coming out. Mast has to wait for his teammate. The push coming out. And they are taking a little bit more space, spotting one of the players towards the catwalk. A swing into the action. Artist is giving us a very good run at the moment. Coming up with a 3rd kill off the round. But that smoke towards the sandbag. Oh, it takes care of the player Mast. He pulls it back with that play. Permitta. Another round on the board, 7. Even if they lose this many weapons, it doesn't matter. Sanguine, oh, that has to hurt. I understand the frustration, but you have to give it to Permitta. They played that so well. Oh boy. A loser or a winner. This is exactly why you love CS. Of course, you're hoping not to be on the other end of it. Well, you brought that. It's Counter-Strike. DV. Early kill on the Spavaku. Nade's being used. This will be Binox just giving away the control out of that ramp. Meanwhile, Artist takes a little bit damage here. It's okay. They do get the first kill on the Spavaku. Binox is very low early on. If he gets that first kill, converts it into a second one. A beautiful spray coming out of Tomiko. Catching one of the players the worst possible time. Actually showing signs of going behind a quad as well. He's going to be leaving the side. Just give the control back. Doesn't matter. They still have a player on top of the head box, ready to go for those plays. That's gotta be the smoke for the left side of that generator. And Atomico focused a bit more on towards the mid push. Meanwhile, the player's setting up a boost, I think. That's just gonna be the standard utility being used for the cross smoke, but Bnox smokes it off for his team. And instead of flashes being used, anybody who wants to be playing behind those smokes might get flinched a bit. Vacancy has the lurk role at the moment to hold on to the players pushing behind. And you can see that happening right now. Look at the players getting a little bit closer at the moment. A full stack on A side. Artist will be the one to try to peek into the ramp. And I think the idea is for him to try to make noise. That's a very good early kill. And look at the rotation. They're already pulling back from it. These styles of plays, they're working out so well. But inside execution, Atomico. Crosshair in a very bad angle at that point. I have to give it to him. Getting bamboozled like that, Verdant. The strat works. Awkward.
Terrorists win.
And off we go. Saving a couple of rifles for the next round. Might give Permitta the buy that they're looking for. It's got to be the double op setup coming out. Utilities across the table. M4s being bought up. And there's still a fairly decent buy. No problems here. For Verdant, 4 rifles and an op. Good spot to be at. Waiting for that push to come in from the short. That's gonna be masked to get a little bit more control. I think it's been spotted. Oh, the bullet doesn't quite hit him. Correct decision. Just quite doesn't work out. And masked gets away with murder. That's gonna be Giraffe with one of the kills from the platform. Beautiful. Flash takes care of Bnox. Meanwhile, from the cross, Mary can't really get a shot there. That's gonna be one kill in between. Oh, that Molotov makes sure that Mast can't see the light of the other day. And Spavaco left in a 1 versus 3. For him to get this round, he needed that first flick. Artist has been a little bit aggressive at the moment. I like it. I have to say I like it. Love seeing it. And Verdant with the 3rd round on the board. With a full save, only USPs. Permitta. They really can't afford a buy here. Nothing.
Bomb has been planted.
Meanwhile, the T side, well, they're advancing onto the A side easily. And it will be the plant with a couple of kills coming out of it. Okay. That's at least a picked up weapon for the side of Permitta, if they want to save it for the next round. That's okay. Shot to the face, not to the heart, and that's gonna be extinct with a kill. Even the last USB will be taken care of. And we will be hopping into a new round.
Terrorists win.
Last round of the half. 5 M4s. This is actually a decent buy, looking at the amount of utility as well. It's looking very healthy. No weapons on the T side that might just dink the player with Kevlar. Or a helmet, sorry. Heroic versus Made in Brazil. That's going to be an interesting matchup. Already the AWP activates. That's going to be DV to try to hunt for that first kill. What a catch at the start. That's going to be Mary. Dropping Extinct. Early kill. Trying to go for that play. Meanwhile, B side is being stacked a bit more heavily. I like actually seeing this initiative that Permitta is taking to push on both of the sides, not really giving them a real understanding where they're focusing a little bit more on. An Artist. Well, meanwhile, we're talking about the wrong player. It's going to be DV to drop down Tomiko. Artist was the one to get ready for that swing. Just quite didn't work out. But still a mad advantage for the side of Permitta. But with the agent push already coming out of Artist, that's going to be the kill. What a play, Mast. Already losing the control. Nade in front of Mary. He knows exactly where the player is playing from. Artist has been the shining beacon, but this time around he goes down. That's going to be the man advantage again for Permitta. And B seems to be the hold, but Nox, does he know that the players are pushing behind him? He should have an idea. He's going to go for the hunt. Spots the bomb. Drops it. DV takes care of Mary. And he's been left in a 1 versus 2. And he's been having a little bit of a tough time today. Is this possible? But the swing coming up, Nox shuts it down. 8 rounds on a board. Verdant is 4 enough. I don't know. The social media manager crying in the chat at the moment. I feel you, buddy. I feel you. I understand the feeling. When we were actually running Enhanced, sometimes we even had games where we were almost winning teams like Havo or something like that, and then we just flunked. I felt like crying at that point. But like I keep saying, that's why we love the game. Emotions. Let's see how long can they actually pull us into this madness, as we are going to be seeing a ramp push coming out of Verdant. Meanwhile, wait a minute, is this correct? No, the teams are around, so it's going to be Permitta on the attack at the moment. Verdant on the defense already. This crane setup, actually, I like it, but Mary does catch Artist at the worst possible timing. But DV with Extinct coming up with a couple of kills. DV will be taken care of from the site. These crossfires at the moment for Verdant is working so well. The only thing they have to do is just keep it up. Spalako will be smoking himself out of the fight, but he gets still found. Easily. Vacancy gets the last kill of the round. Verdant, they're not gonna take their pistol. And this is a very good way for Permitta to step back into the game. Even though they didn't win half of the rounds on the first half, with a couple of rounds here already, they can actually step into the game. Just look at how close they are in a way. This is just going to be a save round coming out of Permitta. That's going to be the 6th for Verdant if they win that 1-gun round. We're a round away with a possible save or force buy from Permitta. That's the boys getting a little bit closer towards med. Oh, the timing. If that was a nade. Well, it is what it is. Pop flash. Another one to counter it. Vacancy takes care of that with push. Meanwhile, the swing in from Artist comes out with a triple. Makes it happen. Actually, that was a double. Now it's a triple, to be exact. Me gusta. And here we go. A buy round for Permitta. A good round for Verdant to start to control the map. Permitta to gain the control back. Almost even rhymes. Nice early kill from Vacancy. Trying to make that defense work out. A very good kill to get. But oh, they're getting swapped at the same time. Tomiko coming out with a double kill. It's gotta be the swing into action Extinct. If he extends this just a bit more, this could get dangerous very quickly. But the rest of the players are going to be giving that side control back. And they're just gonna go for the reset here. I don't understand why we're running this by, but I don't like it. Ah, it's Counter-Strike. That's why. Here we go. A bit closer towards the pit. Mary. With his team ready to push into that B side. That's going to be the double hold setup. Giraffe actually has a pretty decent spot. As long as it doesn't get overrun. He's onto his teammate to try to turn around. It's a little bit late. They get the first kill, but the quick trade's coming out of Spavaku. Oh, look at that. Mary even dropping down the player from the window. And for Extinct to win his, he needs to get a 1 versus 3. A full triple. Spots one of the players. Does a little bit damage. Okay. Makes this a little bit more doable at the moment. Knock still fully on health. Every single point. And that's just the shot from Spavaku. And Extinct hits the floor. Permitta, 9 rounds on the board, and just look at the money from Verdant. Well, oh boy, does it look sucky. Permitta, if they can actually take care of this round, I think that's gonna be the swan song. To start with the rest of the problems for Verdant. Stack for the ramp push. Go for the boost here. Works out finally. Gets that first kill. It's kind of crazy that some people still don't actually peek into that corner. They kind of forget the boost, especially on a round like this. That was a jump kill, by the way. Extinct. Gets the second kill onto Spavaku. This is getting a lot more expensive at the moment. With that kill especially, I'm not entirely sure what Tomiko was doing. But Verdant, they keep the hope alive. With a very inexpensive buy. Might actually make this happen. Spotted one of the players. They can finally get that drop. Mary at least drops 1. They need more. With the swing coming in from the CT short. That's going to be Devo with the kill onto Mary. And Knox has been left alone to try to find a kill here. And he's been found already as well. Verdant, they make it a 7 with a very good round. Permitta, they kind of piss into their own drinks here. That's a bit unfortunate. Sometimes you just want to make it a little bit more simple. A bit too large of gaps. Large gaps in between these players again. That's usually a problem for any of these teams. Trying to make it. Off we go. Early setups from Verdant. We'll be focusing on every single portion of this map. Playing a very default game. That's Vacancy with a kill already. Giraffe gets the second one on the Knox. This is a bit of a problem as Permitta. They're just dropping like flies at the moment. This is insane. What a round out of Verdant. Not losing a player. Just a little bit of damage at the start. Vacancy. Even stepping in with a couple of shots here. Permitta. Is this all they rang? I can't believe it. Verdant looking very good here. Nice catch from DV as well. And for Permitta to win their opponent's map pick, they kind of need to start to wake up over here. The problem is they don't have the money for a buy. You're looking at Verdant. They're starting to stack it. It's not just gonna be that one round win. Permitta, they have to win a couple in a row just to try to break that economy. And that's what's gonna get stuff. Especially looking at just the pistols at the moment. It's just gonna be the Glocks, Deagles, and a P250. That's nothing to be proud about at this point. Early utility damage, just a little bit of it. They dodge main portions of it. That's gonna be vacancy with a nice peek onto Spavaku. Doesn't get the kill, but does enough damage. Meanwhile, Flamiko, Masked Mary, everybody getting absolutely wrecked. One kill for Bnox at least. Drops down DV, who was a little bit low in HP. And here we go. This is going to be the buy to try to break the tie that Verdant just got us on. Got them on. I'm not entirely sure what I'm saying. My brain is starting to melt here. And here we go. These players getting a little bit passive on the T side. That's gonna be the early molly for the rush. Anybody who wants to go for rat play are going to be stopped by it. Extinct. Going for the passive plays. Holding enough towards the rat play, so I'm gonna push a little bit closer to it. Knowing that some of the players are just burning clock here. This is a lot of time being played off for Permitta for not going for any of the plays here. I'm not sure if we're starting to see a little bit of a scared play. Permitta on the lower bracket. This is an elimination game. Which one of these teams is going to be losing the third map here? Or the best of three, sorry. At that point, it's time to go home. Pop flash will be used towards the pit. DV has a good corner towards middle. That's going to be extinct to kill on the mast. Vacancy springs into action. Mary. Drops exist. Extinct, sorry. This will be the tie situation. 9 seconds left in the clock. Vacancy. The only thing he has to do is win his fight. DV takes care off the A side pusher, and that's going to be the second killer for him to shut it down. Permitta. I'm starting to lose understanding on what they're doing. I think this is the pressure starting to build on top of him. Understanding that the game is so close, they can shut it right now. And huge mistakes coming out of the T side. Meanwhile, Verdant, the individual play is starting to shine here. They are starting to win some very good rounds. Are we going to be seeing an Anubis? Earlier I made the mistake of calling Anubis a little bit too early. It was Vertigo in between, then it's Anubis. We're just looking at this right now. A couple of shots. Scare off the player from middle. This is just an AK with a couple of Tech 9s. Good nades, but it doesn't do as much as I was waiting for. Nogs doesn't hit the shot. That's gonna be Giraffe with the second one. Oh, this is just very one-sided at the moment. At least Mast gets that first shot, but no. It's gonna be Giraffe to win the corner. Extinct comes out with a kill onto Spavaku. 11 on the board. Verdant a round away from map point. And if there ever was a situation, a time, a moment for Permitta to wake up, it's now. comeback. Of course, the stat line wasn't as bad at that it's normally. To be honest, for a comeback, that wasn't that bad of a swing. Look at that kill from DB towards Bass. That's gonna be Tomiko with Barry. Both of the players finding their respectable kills. Verdant, they have done such a good job to bring it so close. Now would be the worst possible time to throw it down. One kill to bring it back to a 1 versus 1. That's a lot of damage done through the tarp. Extinct. That's away from the site. Shots coming in from Artist to get the kill on the Spavaku, and this is just Permitta melting down at the moment, especially with those couple of early kills, not finding a chance or a situation to do anything with it, and that's Giraffe just dropping Tomiko. Mary left as the sole player to try to plant that bomb and maybe do a play with it. And I have to say, I think Verdant pushed us to overtime, at least, or even Anubis. And I have to say that the third map is looking oh so common at the moment, oh so good. A full save for Mary.
Counter-terrorists win.
Even with the map point, it's still doable from Permitta, but they really need to start to step it up right now, or this map will be lost. And it will be both of the teams winning their own respectable map pick. And that leaves a little bit of a stain on the Permitta side, as they know that this could have been a 2-0. For Verdant, a nice story on the builds. Hot flash on the other side of that box. We haven't really seen aggression from Verdant's A-side defense. They're just taking care of that ramp's portion, not actually pushing into it, but this time around Vacancy will be using the Molotov. It's gonna be masked to run after him. Tomiko comes up with the first kill. Artist gets this trade. It's gonna be Mary with the kill as well. And DB drops Knox. A 3 versus 3 again. What a catch coming out of Mask to drop down Extinct. Pulling out at least a kill for that A side. Spavaku. You know that there's somebody posting. The question is where. Has to be a little bit careful how he's going to be walking onto the site. Oh, he gets spotted, but Vacancy dropped down to very low HP at the moment. Spavaku comes up with the damage. That's going to be the kill out of Mast. And is this finally a round for Permitta? It took so long, and finally they at least make their 10th. Now we will ask the question, can they still win 2 more rounds to bring it to an overtime and a possible victory for Verdant? 1 to shut it down. OT or default win. Which one will it be? Early on utility. That's Artist mauling down the mid push. Nice understanding that there's a player behind the plywood. Good nades dropping on top of the players. But the molly is just a bit too late. It's gonna be the nade behind quad. Utility will be used for that B-side execution. A lot of stuff to take care of the site. And this will be the side of Permitta. Going back for that A-side play. Vacancy. Very close to this corner. And a swing coming up in about a second. It's gonna be masked to lead the push. Utility being used. And a beautiful way to get that entry. It's gonna be the second player on top of it. Just a simple nade is gonna be taken care of. Extinct. Oh, that's a beautiful utility. The smoke coming out. The boy's getting a little bit closer. DV sneaking on towards the side. 0.30 left on the clock. DV jumps up to come out with the hole. That's gonna be the bomb plant. A hit through the box. Does a little bit of damage. Gets the kill. 20 seconds left on the clock. To go for the plant again. Catches one of the players trying to get on behind the triple. But that's just gonna be the full swing. And I think that's it. The round is done. Verdant. They turn it around. And it got a little bit questionable. It got a little bit scary. But they finally make it happen. They make it. For us to hop into the third map. What was that? I'm not entirely sure. So we're going to take a little bit of a break and hop back into Anubis, which will be, well, it's a map where Verdant did get kind of destroyed 13-2, but that was against a different opponent. And we're going to be hopping into that against Permitta. Permitta had a chance to win it 2-0. They quite didn't handle it. Let's see what they can do after the little break. See you then. Welcome back to the game as we're hopping into the third map of the match. It will be Anubis. After a little bit of a wait, we finally get to start. And this will be the boys showing what they can actually do on a map like this. Let's check where it's going to stand. There's a couple of early kills coming out. That's going to be Spavaku, masked, coming out with some early good kills here. And we are going to be hopping into the change. I'm not entirely sure which side they want to actually start with. Looking at Verdant's yesterday game, the game on yesterday was a little bit questionable. They 13-2, nothing to be happy about in a way, but today on Vertigo they're looking a little bit better, at least some sign of life. And as we're going to be hopping into the third map, I would just want to open up those stats and check what has happened before. Has these teams actually go against each other? 0 times. On Anubis, it's 31% at the moment for Permitta. Verdant, 19% with 16 maps. That's a lot of maps. And only a couple of wins. To check out how many in total, it's gonna be 3. And even a win against a Revenant, which is kind of interesting in a way. They have won a map out of 9 as well, and Verdant. So, a man push. Giraffe will be taking care of the whole execution here. That's gonna be Mary to get the drop onto Giraffe. After losing 3 members of this squad, it's getting very, very expensive. DV with 1 kill as well. Artist changes the weapons. That's gotta be the kill from him as well. And Verdant wins a very nice pistol here at the start. Not a bad start for the boys. Meanwhile, for Permitta, throwing bodies at the machine, not really working out. Utility will be swapped. That's just gonna be the counter by coming out of Permitta. Trying to go for the attack. Oh, Tomiko coming out with a very good kill here at the start. 1 kill already. Artist gets the trade on the knock, so at least they get the numbers stable. And Extinct. Down the back line, that's gonna be Tomiko on the other side of those flames. Just going for the boost. Anybody who wants to go for the long peak, they might be in a bit of a trouble, especially with the players just walking into middle mast. Oh, he's playing this so well, but the problem is he wasn't ready for Artist to be on the same corner. That's again a 1-to-1 trade from the quad. Vacancy comes out with a very good kill. It's gonna be the smoke, but it doesn't even get the bloom before they get the kill. Artist on the backside of the site, the other side of the pillar. 2 versus 2, and both of the players just hunting him down, but they're gonna go for the right player. They're just gonna go for the push from the temple and leave the site entirely. Giraffe swungs in, gets the kill onto Spavaku. Tomiko wants to go for a trade at least to keep the numbers stable, but the bomb left behind. He can't quite get it that easily. Nice shot onto Giraffe. This is at least going to be very expensive for Verdant. And with the bomb control, he can go for the plant now. Is he ready? Does he know where Artist is playing from? With 2 kills already. Needs a full triple to shut this one down. And Artist seems to... Wait a minute. He's actually leaving the site at the moment. He's giving a lot of space for Tomiko to go for the plant. Oh my god, he plays himself from this situation. I'm not entirely sure what kind of a call he got. He was pushing onto the right side, and Tomiko in a ridiculously good spot. Gets flashed by that 1 utility, but the swing... Oh, he gets the dank! Just quite can't hit the second shot. Dink hits, nothing else. And that's the round.
Bomb has been defused. Counter-terrorists win.
Off we go for more. Round that gets very close. Permitta making it chaotic, but Verdant, they come out with the kill. And with the clutch at the end. Extinct. On the platform with that MP9, just waiting. Meanwhile, Permitta, off the base of that plant from the last round, they can actually go for a buy again. And this time around, it's looking a little bit better, especially with the first kill. Mass drops down Artist. Good entry to open up a little bit more space from middle. And DV left alone to scour for the first spot here. Utility will be swapped around. That's going to be Extinct. Taking control from the double doors, mauling himself off a middle. And that's going to be the nade for middle. Extinct leaving the site. We're actually pushing onto the side, leaving middle. Just giving that control away. Permitta. This is just a slow game that we're getting at the moment. Burning so much time off the clock. A minute already. With a couple extra seconds. 15 to be exact. Final, we're getting the utility for mid. You can see the reactions coming in from the CT side the second that smoke flash blooms. They are going to be smoking off the A main and even the camera push. This is one of the longest rounds we've ever seen in this matchup so far. With literally nothing happening. That's finally DV coming out with a kill. They're taking way too long to do anything. Tomiko comes up with the shot onto vacancy. It's gonna be Giraffe with the double spray. Extinct comes out with his 2 owned. Own 2. And Verdant, they make it a triple in a board. Permitta. Playing it way too slowly here. And we're hopping into a new round here. Molly for the water push. Anybody who wants to go for a quick A main. Well, they're gonna get a couple of attacks out of it. It's gonna be Mary with the knocks. Just pushing through Ari, still through the smoke. Does a very good job. That's gonna be Giraffe with the defense as well. And the CT side is starting to look a little bit better, even with the ultra passive setups. Usually on this map, the CT side that seems to be working is the more aggressive one. And Permitta is playing directly into that at the moment. On the previous round, just stepping a little bit too silently. Slowly into any of these actions. Tomiko, there's not much he can actually do from this spot, so he's just going to be trying to save that armor for the next round. And even the MP9, not entirely sure if you actually want this on the second round, but it's okay. Another plant on this one, and Tomiko can actually drop that weapon for his teammate, or just go for the hole. They can actually go for the buy again. And Verdant, with winning 4 rounds in a row, Permitta can still buy. Verdant, they have a little bit of money saved, but it's not great at the moment. So if they lose way too many players, that could be a little bit of a problem a little bit later on. So they do want to save a couple of these players from now on. That's the nade for Canals. Does a little bit of damage. Opens up the smoke. He spots the Opper. Doesn't really hit the shots. The same goes for Spavagu. Just a bit of a look into the eyes of the opponents. And they're gonna reset that situation. Nice. Hits the shot onto Giraffe. That's gonna be a fully blind shot coming out of DV. Nice trade. Could have been a potential 1-2 opening. This time around, it just quite doesn't land. DV. Ridiculous shot, fully blind. Artist. Still with the aggression. Oh, he's gonna win both of these fights. This is gonna be looking great for Verdant. As long as they keep it up. Into the Breaches game. Should be the next one to start in about a half an hour, so that's gonna be against ECSTATIC. Mast pushing out of the con here. Getting closer to the site. There is a setup. He has to be careful with the bomb. Tomiko will be trying to... Oh god, what a beautiful double kill coming out of the player. Bomb gets planted. And retake steps in. That's gonna be Artist with a quick shot here. Third kill of the round already. Temple opened up. That's gonna be the name to open up the smoke spots. One of the players masked. Gets his own triple. This is gonna be the triple versus triple. Artist is very low in HP at the moment. He has to be careful. Something finally sticking for Permitta. For Mask, it's gonna be just a bullet that has to hit. Oh, Artist gets panicked. Panicky spray for long. Mast shuts it down with a quad. And look at the economy out of Verdant. Barely buying up to this one. And boy is it expensive. CT side is just insane how expensive it is. Tomiko, enter kill onto Extinct. Finally kind of solving what's about to happen. This round just gets a bit more quiet at this point. Neither of the sides really wanted to go for any crazy plays here. Trying to catch that one player from middle. Seems like Artist gets away from that spray. Meanwhile, Vacancy holds to the connector. Doesn't quite land him a kill, but Mast and Binox, both of the players coming out with their own. There's still a player towards the quad. Just holding it. Nice catch from DV to actually hit Tomiko. And if Giraffe could actually come up with a couple of kills here, but he's just going to be stepping away from the side. And that's the round for Permitta. Second one in a row. And the triangle looking a bit better here on Anubis. In the midst of the temples. Seems like the team is starting to do well.
Terrorists win.
We go. So, B side being stacked with 3 players. Giraffe and DV. Being split. It's going to be Giraffe trying to gain some kind of control. That's going to be Extinct with the kill out of that B main. They do drop one of the players. That's going to be the off shot hitting again. Spavaku coming out with 2 masked. Drops the likes of Extinct, and Giraffe gets a little bit more space here, but Nox has a very good idea on what these players are trying to do. Boost on top. Does a little bit too much noise. And at the moment I'm a little bit confused on what they actually want to even do from this spot, but it's okay. Permitta with the bomb plant in about a second. This is supposed to be the round, the third one on the board. Looking at the money from Verdant. It's definitely not pretty. With the loss bonus, they should be able to buy something if they want to go for the buy yet. They might actually go for a second save as well if they want to go for a half buy or something like that.
Terrorists
Let's check out how much there was. That was a dink. Yeah, 4,300. They can actually go for the M4 sit-ups. No ops will be spotted. And that's exactly what they're about to do. Vacancy. Thinking about it. DV. M4 on his hands. And here we go. Couple of stacks in the middle. Player holding down the A main. That's the smoke to land. Bit more control with that flash, Permitta. We're gonna take space out of Verdant's play at this point. Meanwhile, a play for a second there, it looked like he wanted to go through that smoke to gain a bit more control. A couple of the players will be pressing by. And just going to be Spavaku holding down the line. Anybody who wants to go for the quick swing, you should be the one to take care of it. This could be a very good round for Verdant to win. If they could actually pull it back now, not only is the money going to be playing for them, they could actually pick up that op and do something with it as well. A couple of the players still just lurking. They could go for either of the sides at the moment. Now the question is which one has the most players. Spavaku using the new smoke. That's gotta be Tomiko with the entry. Drops one of the players 1B. But the swing coming out of Artist with a double. Drops down one of the players. And that makes it actually a doable round now. DV. It's the second one to get that kill. Spavaku with knocks. The timing is perfect. And just with a player left, Extinct gets absolutely blasted. Permitta with a very good T round. Shuts down the whole buy. And this is where Verdant whimper. Couple of shots raining through. This is where it gets very quiet at this point. Another flash being used towards the A main. And everybody just getting silent. Flash for the mid portion. That's gonna be the smoke for Artist to play on the other side of it. And I have a very bad feeling, especially with that entry. Spavaku is hitting some very good shots so far. Making this look good. Of course, this is against pistols, but it is what it is. A couple of kills coming out of Vacancy and DV. It's gonna be the missed shot, but they are going to be pressing him on. DV comes out with that trade. Best looking round in a while. Artist comes out with the second kill. Gets this. Okay. That's due for him. And B side goes for the side of Verdant finally. It gets expensive for Permitta. Lanxess Arena. Lanxess. I've never been there. I was in Litsping on the other one. That's a bit of a faulty round for Permitta. We have actually seen them struggle against pistols many times in a row. The problem is that they try to be a little bit too complicated on the pistol rounds. And it's starting to piss me off in a way. Why do you go for this extremely? Or don't they have the understanding of reading the pistol rounds in entirety? Not entirely sure, but in the future, sometimes simple is better. Nice flashes for the fountain there. That's gonna be also a kill for Extinct to get the drop on the mast. Early shot for him. Tomiko just blasting one of these smokes on the side to try to take a little bit more space, but at the perfect time, and CTs are going to be covering it up. That's the nade to hit a couple of the players here. A new smoke from the CT lineup. Tomiko playing it through. Going for the full push. Vacancy. We'll be holding it from the backside, off the side. Oh, the first line of that spray is a little bit off. That's going to be a kill for Tomiko. And a couple of entries for the B side gives it a man advantage for Permitta. They can actually go for the bomb plant as well. That nade does a little bit damage, but it doesn't do as much as it was hoping for. Spavaku drops Artist. And this is just tough. A save from Verdant to buy something for the next round. It's okay to save, Habibi. Habibi! Permitta looking to get more. This could be a very good spot for Verdant. They have a very good CT side as well. They're going to go for a tactical pause. They understand how important these rounds still are. So if they can actually make a bit more of it, the T side is going to be that much more easier. And what will be the talk? What does the coach have for us? For more we go. So early round. That's gonna be DV to hold down the push. Oh, he forgets to actually shoot with the weapon. Goes for the left side peek. Drops one of the players. That's gonna be Masked and Mary. With some very good entries. B side control for Permitta. Bnox even coming out with a kill onto Extinct. And I have to say DV. I'm not entirely sure was that a mistake or just bad timing. But to miss that first shot, not to even actually go for the pop, it's a little bit underwhelming. It is what it is. And that will be a save out of Verdant, as there's no entry towards that side again. It is done.
Terrorists win.
Kaboom. Suabe, it is a very T-sided map, so it actually holds true. But now it's more of a question, does Verdant have a good T-side on this map? We still need some kind of a T-side here. At the end of the day, rounds are just rounds. If you can't get a win, doesn't matter how many of them you have. Problems will occur. Early nade outside the B main, that's gonna be a kill from Artist. Bnox gets dropped. That's going to be the trade coming out of Spavaku to open up the B side again. A second entry. I'm not entirely sure what Vacancy was doing. With utility on his hand in between a push? That is just insane. DV through the smoke at least gets a kill onto Mast. And this is where it gets a little bit tough at this point. Giraffe drops down Tomiko. And Mary gets executed. One more round on the board for Verdant to make this happen. Spavaku will be leaving the site, but he doesn't have the bomb control. That's the problem. Long rotation coming out from Spavaku to try to pull this back. Off shot that misses, gets the first kill. Okay. Tech 9 coming out superior. There's going to be the push coming in from the right side and the left at the same time. And it goes tits up for Spava. That's tough. Yeah, Sydney's their coach. Permitta has had a couple of lineup issues here and there, but it's okay. Can Verdant win this? Well, anything is possible. It's on to them to show us a very good T side. That's where we are going to be flipping these teams around. Permitta, if they have a CT side defense that works, also possible for them. Now it's on these teams to show us how they can actually do it. And off we go. Taking a little bit, maybe a little bit longer than normal, but it's okay. We're hopping into the second half here. Somebody's predicting overtime. Somebody's saying 0 rounds. Well, for Verdant, they get to show it for themselves. Can they win this, or is this just going to be a default victory for Permitta? Technical pause directly at the start. Seems like there's a little bit of an issue, so we're just gonna wait for their problems gets to be solved. So let's take a couple of seconds here. I think somebody's either exploding rocks or that was the thunder. Technical issues with the toilet. So, a bathroom break is a technical, that's true. And to be honest, these are human beings, so it's okay to hit the bathroom every now and then. And off we go. First round here on the second half. Third map. One map for each of these teams. And this seems to be one of those games that keeps on giving. Now we are going to be heading into the pistol round. So, Atomico already entering the board with the first kill. Gets the second one. Spavaku. Sorry, that was Spavaku with the second one. Artist gets one through the smoke. That's gonna be Binox at least being dropped. Giraffe comes up with the second one. Oh, the pistol's just whizzing by at this point. Mary, everybody's just going for as many shots as they can, but one of their teammates already dropped. That's a little bit of a harsh spot to be at. Oh god, is Mary being shot from everywhere at the moment. Mast gets spotted, a bullet to the brain. That's gonna be Artist with a lot of control on Mary with 9 HP. 100% on his armor. I'm not entirely sure if he should even go for this one. That's gonna be Verdant with a victory here. That's unfortunate. I was a lot of spammy shots coming out of those USBs, not hitting anything. Verdant, they keep their heads cold so they can survive for the next round. Permitta hunting the last weapon here. That's gonna be Mary at least with a kill. Gets extra 300 bucks. To be honest, with the armor, if he wants to go for a buy, you could go for something kind of cool. But looking at the end of the day, the amount isn't that great, so it's not gonna be an M4 or anything like that. So just for him to save, he could actually drop that up for his teammate. Or they're just gonna go for the buy. It is gonna be the FAMAS buy. Okay. This is just getting a little bit crazy, but it's okay. Permitta. With the full spend here. Not a single penny saved for the next round. Or, well, a couple of pennies. 150 bucks. If you want to call them pennies. That's Tamiko. Getting the first kill onto DV, but getting traded instantly. The nade stack works out to 1. Knox with a kill onto Extinct. That's Mary with the second one. The FAMAS springing into action. That's Spavaku with the 5-7 to drop one more. Verdant, they're having issues at the moment. Knox hunting the last player. Sees the back. That's gonna be the kill. Verdant. They get tied instantly. A bit of a mistake there. Maybe trying to make it a little bit too simple. The simple play is the way to go in my opinion, but maybe not that simple. You can wait for the first line of the push. Use those rifles for the distance. But I have to say, from both of the teams, we have been seeing some very good force buy wins. So it has been a bit chaotic on that side of the aisle. And I'm just looking at this at the moment. This is getting a little bit cray-cray. It's being used. That's going to be Binox. Use a bit of utility to get some kind of reaction, but it's going to be the full site execution right now. Molotovs landing on the site. High flash coming in from Binox to try to take a bit more control, but the defense is just working perfectly. Verdant trying to step a bit too deep into the enemy lines. And they get mopped. 3 weapons survive for the next one, which is going to be okay for the economy out of Permitta. They're not saving a lot of money, but a little bit here and there, and keeping that buy alive. But more will be needed. And here we go. Permitta go. The defense, Tomiko with a double. This is just a clock round, not the end of the world. Behind the pillar. Last player trying to go for the challenge. And it will be Binox's AK to spring into action. we go. Early kills for the canals. That's gonna be masked. Entry kill. Here it is. Masked with the hold on the other side of that smoke. If they don't check this, this is gonna get very expensive. Finally, they do. Artists with Giraffe, they do get the entries, but the problem is they are losing a lot of players and a lot of health. Giraffe just limping with that bomb. Meanwhile, the whole defense is actually pushing on the other side of the map. They could actually go for the A side play here. Especially with the kill onto DV. There's no reason for Giraffe to push back to that B side. And the bomb will be planted. Now the other question is going to be, can he hold on to it? This is just going to be a tough piece to swallow, especially as it's going to be challenging Canals and both of the players. In a way, they were ready for that push. And Verdant already running into a couple of issues. The clears out of those angles pretty good. So, they were ready for those holds to come in. Meanwhile, it is going to be a new broken buy out of Verdant. Not quite having the capacity, to go for the full buy, but they can invest to something. First op bullet will be spent. Spavaku doesn't really hit the shot. I'm not entirely sure what he was spawning at. Or was that just a pop shot? You know what? Bonox takes the rain out of that mid hold. They're gonna just play passively. Give them the control. It's okay. No reason to die for it. Die over it. Mary getting into that head box. That flash does take him out. That's gonna be the Tech 9 to find the first kill. And Spavaku, a bit of a tough spot, especially with the push coming behind him. I'm a little bit surprised he's not actually ready for that. Nox gets the kill onto Extinct finally. That will be one of the weapons being brought up. The op will be picked up by Artist. Tomico gets the kill onto Vacancy. A lot of movement being done. Meanwhile, Artist. Oh, he gets actually even rotated there. And that will be just a very weird round from Permitta. But for Verdant, that works out for one. It is going to be the cheaper round to come out victorious. Permitta with a couple of mistakes on this round. Especially with the placement. Movement. The holds were a little bit off, but it's okay. They almost bring it back. But not just quite. And Verdant, they do take their 8th round. But Permitta still leading by 2. And they can actually buy into this one easily. Not the end of the world at all. As we are going to be hopping into round number 19. We're just waiting for a very passive play for both of the teams. The only thing they're going to go for is that early utility. Early smokes for mid. Nothing else. Outside of A main as well. That's the molly being used. Meanwhile, a smoke lands in front of the long. Spavaku. And look at this. DV. And this is just Giraffe behind these boxes. Molotov will be landing towards the canals. Water area. And Mary just holding on to the first line of this push. The only thing he has to do is just get a couple of kills. He's not going to get away from this site. But it doesn't matter if he dies. Gets those 2 kills. That's going to be blocks to swing into the action. Let's just look at that hold. It is perfection. DV left alone with just that op. It's awesome. It's insane to just call it an op at this point, but... Sorry. Almost drowning on my own spit here. And Verdant, they are going to be giving one of the best ways to get back into the game. Back for Permitta. Just winning a round. And that's Permitta pulling it back directly after that one loss. And that has to hit. That has to hit hard. $11 on the board. Verdant. They kind of have to take care of this round here for this not to go to at least a map point. So there is a little bit of a chance for them still to win the game, but this is just a tough spot to be at. Smoke being used on top of the molly. That's gonna be Mary on the other side of it. That's Tomiko putting the drop onto Artist. Behind his smoke, just a full swing coming out. Mary gets the kill, actually through the smoke. Good job. But Nox comes out with one as well, and that's just it. Mary goes for the push. Perfect timing. DB gets the quick trade, but it's not gonna be enough. And the angle already been held. And DV left alone again. Don't yawn. Yeah, dude, I'm sorry. I'm just very tired today. I slept so badly. I'm not sure why. I might need to take another energy drink to try to wake me up. Like my brain is not actually coming up with English words at the moment. Feels like my whole brain is just scrambled. It's okay. We'll get through it. So, from the stairs. It's gonna be a tough round if he wants to go for it, but no. On top of the boxes, Tomiko will find the kill. And that's 22 to 12. Technical pause. What could be wrong at the moment? Microphone. Or I can sleep 3 hours and keep drinking energy drinks. My body's like a temple. So, hopping back from the technical. Oh God. Trying to check this round up. And off we go. Look at this. Some of the Verdant players has been split in two at this point. They can actually go for the B side late execute if they want to. Try to fake out that A side. Couple of shots are going to be missing here. The shots coming through. Oh God, masked. Well, he's gonna miss a lot of shots on that push. Vacancy coming out with a double. Extinct takes care of Binox. And at least Verdant, well, if they want to actually hold on to this round, they're gonna get their 9th on the board. This is an elimination game. You have to think about the fact that if they lose this one, it's just gonna be done. Meanwhile, Permitta already on map point. But Verdant looking a lot better today than from yesterday. Having so many issues on their play style. Today, well, a couple of mistakes here and there. Some very good rounds as well. Ooh. Saving his teammate there. Spavaku dropping down one of the pushers. I think that was Stevie. Or Vacancy, not entirely sure. And here we go. 3 rounds for Verdant to make this happen. They need to head into an overtime to fight for this map. Meanwhile, for Permitta, it's just gonna be that 1 round that they need to shut it down and make it bye-bye for Verdant. Middle utility will be spent at the start. That's gonna be Binox getting a bit closer to it. It seems like Permitta, they want to go for plays. Verdant still playing this ultra slow play style. Just waiting for either of the players to make a mistake, so they're gonna get a easy entry. Drop one of the players on a push. Mast holding down canals. Just looking at the players at the moment, just dumping utility all over at the moment. That's gonna be the Molotov being readied up. And a minute being played off the clock without a single player spotting each other. So these rounds have been just very passive. That's gonna be the double needed. Permitta. Early 2 kills. Spavaku drops down Artist. 1 Trey Tomiko coming out with a double of his own, and I think that's it. Permitta, they finally shut it down. Verdant, they just can't hang on a server with a little bit of a chance to bring it back, but it's just going to be that 9 and nothing else, and it is going to be a swan song for them. So they fall out of the lower bracket. Permitta, they still live on to fight for the next day. So we're going to be hopping into the second line of the matches, which will be ITB going against ECSTATIC, which was supposed to start at 13:00. That doesn't make any sense. But yeah, we are going to be hopping into a break. Congratulations, Permitta, for the win. Verdant, hopefully we get to see you again. It was a nice attempt, but it just didn't work out this time around. So let's take a break, hop back into the second line of the best of threes, and check out what's about to happen on ITB versus ECSTATIC.